And thank you very much. Okay, well, Hilal, it is wonderful to have you with us. Hilal's become quite famous recently. He's been on a video produced by Woking Borough Council, part of Refugee Week on Syrian refugees, called My Journey. And then he was interviewed on Radio Surrey and was part of, I think 2 of you were interviewed, and then someone from the council spoke about the same program. So really, and now the pièce de résistance, the main thing is you're on the Woken People of Faith Zoom meeting. So we're really pleased that you've agreed to come along and talk about faith in action. Hilal and I will be having a conversation. I'm chair of Woken People of Faith. My name's Phil. We'll be talking together, and then there'll be an opportunity for other people to ask questions. So Hilal, I wondered if you just start by telling us a bit about your background, the culture and context you come from.
Okay, hello everyone. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. My name is Hilal Al-Sharif, and I am from Syria, from Aleppo, which is the big city in the north of Syria, near the Turkey border. I was born there, and I have a big family. I have 7 brothers and 7 sisters. And, yeah, and I spent my childhood there until 2012, until I left Syria. I still have my dad, mom, and the rest of my brothers, sisters there, except 2 sisters in Turkey. I haven't seen my dad and mom and some of my members of my families since 2012. I'm married and I have 3 kids. The oldest child is Aziza. She is 7 years old, and second one, Muhammad Bara, is 5 years old, and the little one only just 1 year. That's what I can say.
Tell us where they were all born, because that tells some of their your story.
Yes, and Aziza, the oldest, my daughter, the oldest daughter, she was born in Syria. I wasn't with her when she was born. I was in Lebanon. Then I needed to send her mom when her mom was pregnant to Syria as I needed to send her there because in Lebanon was so expensive to go to hospital and no support. No one gave us support in this time. So I sent her to Syria. Ziza was born there. She stayed for 9 months until I saw her again. She came to me to Lebanon. And in 2015, I got the second child, is Muhammad Bara. He was born in Lebanon. And when I came here, I had the third one, which is Rawan. She is the only 1 year. The fourth one, I don't know where.
So you've got Syria, Lebanon, UK.
Nationality, yes.
Yeah. And how come, tell us about, you were part of that video on My Journey. Tell us about your journey and why you ended up in UK.
Yeah. Before 2011, I used to live in very happy life. I used to dream. I used to think about my future. I used to go to University of Aleppo. I was thinking to complete my studying, to finish my studying, to be teacher in future. I was dreaming until 2011 when the war started in Syria. So in this time was difficult for everyone, not just for me, but was more for me because I was young, and in my age was the perfect age for the group of people who fighting there to cut people and let them fight there, the government side and the people who's against the government. So I stayed 1 year. The war started in 2011 in March. I stayed for another year. I thought maybe months, 2 months, 3 months, the war will finish, the problems will sort, we'll go back to our normal life. But the things going worst until I had exam in university in Aleppo, University of Aleppo. So in this time, I went to the university, but I shocked when I went to my class. I haven't seen my friends, where usually I sit with them, I talk to them, we study with each other. I asked it, they said police came and they took them to a prison. I said, what the reason for that? But they said because they said no to the government and the president of Syria in this time. Then we said we should do something to help our friends, to let them go out there, or to let them get the freedom. We decided, a group of people, to go to the police station and shout them, we need our friends, we need them to go out the prison, we need the freedom for them. We went out, we thought they maybe will listen to us, maybe they will give us our friends, and then we go back in peace. Unfortunately, the police came out and they caught us, they put us with them in the prison. So I spent 5 days in the dark room in the prison. I felt my future finished, because all the night they didn't let us to sleep. They give us very, very little food. They shouting us, they saying very bad words against us. And they said, you and others want to break this country. You should not from this country. You don't have the right to live in this country. So after 5 days, they invited us to come to the office. When we meet the officer, and he let us to sign on the paper to say we're not going to say or do anything against the government or against the president of Syria. You're not allowed, you don't have the right to say anything. We signed, then they let us to go. In this point, I knew Syria is not safe for me anymore. I decided to leave. And in this time, in 2012, this happened after I got married in 1 month. I stayed 1 month with my wife. Then I decided to leave Syria. I didn't like to stay anymore after what I seen in the prison, what they done with me. So 2012, in January, I left Syria. I went to Lebanon because of that. So I thought maybe I still have thinking maybe few months, maybe maximum 1 year, then I will go back. Everything will done. We will get the good government. Everything will change to be better in Syria. Freedom for all the people. This is what I was thinking. Then 2012, I stayed there year after year, and problems going worse. They're going more problems, more, until 2016, when I got the opportunity to come to the UK. And this is what happened. 2016, I arrived to the UK.
Yeah, we'll go back to that in a little while. But and I just wondered if you could tell me a little bit about your faith and your background. You're
Yes.
a Muslim. And were you born into a Muslim family? Can you
Yes.
tell me a little bit about that? And
Yeah.
were there any moments when you felt really God was with you on your journey?
Yes. As you know, I am Muslim, and I was born in a Muslim community. My dad, my mom, Muslims. I got the Islam from them. I grow up with the culture, with they teach me. If you were in difficult times, God will be with you. Ask Allah, the God will support you. When we will be in difficult times, remember Allah will assist you. Allah will help you. If you need anything, ask Allah. This is why I grow up, and that's what I believe. I remember when I used to go to the university in before I leave Syria, when I used to go to do exams, and I remember there were lots of gun people there who's fighting. So it was very dangerous to move from street to another street to other side. But I when I go there, I need to run very quick, otherwise they will shoot me. But I thought is just short time, they will be fine. So I decided to do the exam, even in dangerous way. In this point, I remember my mom's and dad words when they told me, when you be in difficult time, remember to pray to Allah to guide you and to be with you when feel you in dangerous time or difficult time. So I used to before I start run to other side, to pray to Allah, to make prayers, or ask Allah between me and him to protect me, to keep me safe or away from to other people to see me. I read some ayahs, something from the Quran, then I start run to other side. I feel I feel this give me lots of comfortable things. I feel comfortable when I do that. Even I say, if I killed, I will be fine because I did good things. Allah will knows I didn't do anything bad. I killed with no reasons. This make me safe. I feel safe. Then I go to my university. So this is why I believe. I believe there is Allah watching me, protect me. Allah knows everything about me. Allah is the reason where I am at the moment. I'm in the UK. Allah chose the UK for me to come here. I am alive. If I talk about what happened with me, no one believe I still alive. I went. I spent difficult time in Syria. I spent difficult time in the prison. In Lebanon, my life wasn't good, and until I arrived to the UK. So everything was Allah knows that, and Allah chosen what He wants for me.
We spoke a little bit earlier, and I mentioned that I have visited Aleppo. I visited Syria. I think it's around about 2004, and we were guests of Mar Gregorius, the Archbishop there in Aleppo. And at one point, we went to visit the Mufti in Syria. But what struck me at that time was how well Christians and Muslims got on, and in that great city of Aleppo, and not just there, the whole country seemed to have very good relations between different faiths. Was that your experience?
Yes. I came from a city where there are lots of different group of people and religions. We used to live Muslims. We have Kurdish, Arab, people not Arab, Christian, and other groups. And I told my friends, English friends here, I never ever asked about my friend religion, or he asked me about religion. We were live together. We were friends. We were brothers. We celebrate their Eids, their Christmas, and their New Year event, and they celebrate our Eid as well. They got married from us, and we got married from them. We used to live in peace. I have lots of Christians people in Aleppo. Of course, now I don't know anything about them, but before the war, I used to meet them in the university, in the street. We play football together, but never I know this my friend Kirsten. I don't know what the Kirsten is until I went to university and I studied about different religion. But when I did that, we can visit. We go to the church to see what they do. They come to our mosque. We used to live in peace life, but everything changed after the war when the loss of people, especially come from out of Syria, came to Syria, and they did have done very bad things. They changed our community. They taught the people to fight, to kill each other because of different religion or different color. Everything changed in Syria. I didn't believe Syria will be like that. Syria was a very good examples for the world, where we have lots of different group of people there, but never we asked about them. And in Aleppo, I remember in one street I find mosque and church next to each other. People go to the church, they go to the mosque, and after that they go sit in the coffee shops they together. We never asked about that. Now we understand what happened, and unfortunately everything changed. Hopefully everything will go back to our normal life before the war.
But it seems that's given you a vision and an experience of tolerance between peoples of faith, which is something we very much try to foster here in Woking, through Woking
Yes.
People of Faith, trying to bring people together in that way. I think we need to hear a lot more from our Syrian brothers and sisters about their experience, because I think you had a very tolerant society. I wanted to ask you a little bit more about your tradition, your faith, and the what do you find, what religious practices do you find really helpful? Tell a little bit about your religious practice, what you do in terms of prayer, of reciting, of reading. How do you feed your faith?
As maybe many people knows about the Islam, we have 5 prayers a day, which we keep all good Muslims keep to do the 5 prayers on time. We have before the sunrise, then Fajr, Zohar, we have Asr, we have Maghrib and Isha. 5 times a day we pray. This is very important in my life. I always keep to do the 5 prayers. If I miss this didn't happen, but sometimes when I travel, I miss maybe prayer or something. I feel something missing in my life. Or I feel not happy because I missed one prayer. And the other things, the holy book, the Quran, is really very important in my life. So should every day I should read something from Quran, read or teach, because I'm one of the Quran teachers at the Ribat Institute. So I don't leave the day to go before I read or teach or hear some of the Quran. In this way, I will be happy or safe or feel comfortable. Otherwise, I feel something miss in my day. And we fast, of course, full Ramadan. I think everyone heard about the Ramadan month is Mubarak month, is 30 days, sometimes 29. We fast from morning to the Maghrib when we not see the sun. So with the lots of benefit from the fasting, good health, we give the rest for our stomach to be rest, because the food eat all the year. We give a rest for 1 month, and other things to remember the poor people in our situation. When you fast, you're hungry, you remember the other people who live in other areas or other place in this world, whose house the hunger people feel. This is a good things to remember them. This is the fasting why the one of the our religion things to do the Ramadan, to remember others as well. and others to be good with people. Doesn't matter their color or their religion. The important to be good with people. If you be good with them, Allah will help you more, or will be good with you. This some with our faith or our religion things I do. That's what I'm talking about myself.
And I suppose prayer for you must have a particularly special meaning, because one of your roles, as I understand, is
Yeah,
to give the call to prayer, the azan. You're a muazzin,
yeah.
and you are able to recite or chant that call to prayer. Maybe you could tell us about that, and yeah, tell us a little bit more about what that
Yes,
involves.
I this my uncle who taught me the azan. I was about 8 years old when he used to take me with him to the mosque, and he let me to do the azan. And I remember in the beginning I was very nervous and very short breathing, because azan need long breathing. So when I used to do adhan, I having a short breathing and no clear words. But he encouraged me to do that until I become one of, I have the very good voice. This is what people say. I'm not talking about myself, but people told me you have good voice. The azan is what this was in the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam time, when let people know about the prayers time. For this, the way where people knows now the prayers time, so they hear the adhan, then they go, they know now the prayers time, they go to do the prayer. And the first muazzin, we call muazzin, who they invite people to salah, was the Bilal al-Habashi. Bilal Habashi, who came from Ethiopia country. He wasn't Arab. He came there, and because he used to have very nice and loud voice, and Prophet Muhammad asked them to go to the little hill, stand there, and start doing the adhan with, and the other people can hear. Then they go to do the adhan together. So then after that, I started doing the azan in my local mosque. So I used to go there and do azan until I went to Lebanon. Is when in Lebanon, where I went there. I went to I remember the first day, I went to the imam who was in the mosque, and I told him I want to do azan, and he asked me, "Do you have nice voice?" I told him, "Try, I will try." Then he let me to do, and he trusted. Then I worked there. He asked me to come to work. We give you salary, we give you money if you do the azan every time, and we're happy to have you there. Then I worked for a short time until I come to the UK, and until I worked with the Shah Jahan Mosque as well. I have done sometimes I done as well.
Mm. And Shah Jahan also has an imam who can recite
Wow,
very
yeah,
well.
yes, of course, absolutely. Very nice voice, Imam Hashmi, yes.
So between you, who's got the nicest voice?
I think people decide who's, but for me, he's older than me, I respect, he's the best.
I
He's better
think you're
than me.
very diplomatic. Well done.
Thank you.
So you talked about Bilal, the first was in the Ethiopian. So Bilal and Hilal, they sound very similar.
Yeah, many people call me Bilal, even because I'm Muazzin, and in Lebanon, they don't call me Hilal, call me Bilal, because same, and the first Muazzin was Bilal, and I used to do azan in masjid, in mosque in Lebanon. They called me Bilal al-Sharif, not Hilal al-Sharif. That's
So
same.
had Bilal been for you something of a hero?
Yes, of
Yeah.
course, because this is one of the greatest companions who used to live with our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Bilal Habashi, he came, and Prophet Muhammad and his companions helped him, supported him to have a new life in Mecca, because he left everything in his country, and came to accept to Islam and to live with the Prophet. And Prophet ﷺ give them this big opportunity, big good opportunity to be the first muazzin in Islam. And when Prophet Muhammad passed away, Bilal al-Habashi left Mecca to live in Sham. He left Mecca and he went to Damascus, in my capital, my Syria capital, and he stayed there. The reason is he said, I can't live in Mecca because Muhammad is not anymore there. He's not alive anymore. He left Mecca because the Muhammad sallallahu passed away. So he left Syria. His grave at the moment in Syria before the war, many or lots of people used to come just to visit his grave. So he's my hero, of course.
Yeah, he must be your hero. And when you recite the call to prayer, what are the words that you're actually saying, or singing, or reciting, chanting? Can you say them in Arabic and then tell us what they mean in English?
Hopefully I can do the translate correctly because I still not perfect 100% English, as I think you noticed about that. But we started with Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar means Allah is greater, the great, or Allah Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, I do shahada, I believe and not God except Allah alone. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah means I'm witness, or I believe Muhammad is one of the prophets and the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hayya ala salah, come to the prayer, to do the prayer. Hayya al falah, come to get rewards because you're doing the salah. Then Allahu Akbar, again Allah greater, like La ilaha illallah, no God except Allah. This is the words of adhan.
Yeah, I've heard the adhan and it's been very beautiful when I've heard it in the mountains of northern Pakistan. And you hear the muazzin on the other side of the valley.
Yes.
And it echoes across the valley, and so beautiful. I've also heard it in the middle of a city when there are competition between the loudspeakers. And it's like, it's horrible. It feels very oppressive. So two very different experiences I've had of the azan. One, incredibly beautiful when it's just the human voice. Put it through a megaphone and it seems to lose something, especially in the cities. But I mean, I've heard you recite that call to prayer. I think it was for the prayer time. We had the call to prayer at the mosque at Shah Jahan after the attack on the mosque in New Zealand.
Yes,
that was a very powerful experience. So yes, we have heard you live. Could you just tell us a little bit about, since you've come to UK, what different jobs have you been done? What were you doing before? Have you always been a teacher and a muazzin?
No. I didn't think I would be muazzin or be teacher. Because when I left, I came to the UK. I wasn't thinking I will find, even I come to come to working to find the first mosque built in the UK. This is why one of my belief, why I told you in the beginning, I believe everything was chosen by Allah to come to the working, especially working, to work in Shah Jahan Mosque, the first mosque built in the UK, to do muazzin, to do what I was thinking to do in future, where I was thinking everything finished. I was thinking everything finished, my future finished. I lost my studies. I lost my university. I went to Lebanon. I just to work anything just to live. I came to the UK to find a very big community, very nice people who live in working, different groups. They live in peace, different religions. Every people or everyone respect each other. And I become teacher. I teach what I wanted to do. What I used to live in Syria. everything. This is one of my belief. Allah chosen that. And I arrived the UK 2016. In the beginning, everything was difficult. The most difficult things was the English, because I don't speak or understand. And I remember when a few days when I used to go to out the street, and I don't understand the people what they're saying. I try just to catch some words, just to understand what they say. I used to go. Someone asked me something, but I didn't understand to reply, and I needed bread. I remember in the second day, I needed bread just to eat. I went out, then I tried to use my body signs just to explain to him. I went to supermarket, eat. He was thinking I am hungry, and he wanted to give me food. I told him no, I just bread. He didn't understand me. But then after that, when I used to, of course, just to say big thanks to you, I think your wife Rachel, my teacher. I used to go to the classes, English classes, to improve my English. Hopefully, I think she will not give me loss of notice. I need to go back maybe when she hear my my English speech, not very good. But I used to go to English classes. Then I started my first job, which was cleaning job, because I went I asked the job center to find job. They asked me what you experience. I told them I used to study university, so I don't have any experience, but I'm ready to work anything. So any job, I'm happy to do that. They said, do you want to do cleaning job? So yes, I started doing cleaning job for 4 months until I met some brothers from working, where I told them about my experience before I came to the UK, where I have the good voice, I have good experience to teach Quran or to teach Arabic. Then they took me to the Shah Jahan Mosque. I started working there for 3 years. Then after that, I worked with the Glen Home Healthcare in care home. I still doing some jobs there. And at the moment, I'm working with 2 different jobs with the Ribat Institute. It was look like a private school which teach Quran and Arabic. I'm still doing that, and other job to in care home. So this the little thing about what I have done so far.
Good. And how have you, this will be my last question, then we'll get questions from other people. How have you found England? What's strange about it? What have you noticed? What's your first impression? And also Woking. What's Woking? What's it like coming to Woking? You've mentioned a little bit, but tell us a bit about your experience of coming to England and coming to Woking.
I always talking. I'm so lucky to come to Woking, because is reminded me in my town. People, same the people where I used to live, different groups of people, but live in peace. Is who wants to go to the mosque, he can, or go to the church, he can. You can do whatever you want. No one will ask you about what you believe or will say anything against you. And a big community where you can find the halal food, which I was thinking about that before I come here. And but the difficult thing, as I told you, the English was the language. I still find some difficult, because when I used to go to the class, they used to teach me the proper English. When I go to street speak with people, then I shocked, and then this is different what I've learned. For example, in the class they say later. When people speak with me later, I feel who's correct, later or later, or people saying what are. This is very confusing, because I go to class, teach, learn something. I go to the street, I hear something different. Then after that, because 5 years I have been here, So now I know its accent, and like Arab as well. We have proper Arabic and accent Arab, and the weather as well. And I mentioned before as well, the weather is big different where I come from. In my country, we have long summer and very hot, and as well 4 months for winter. Here, very changeable. I told my wife sometimes I can see the 4 seasons in one day: sun, rain, then changeable. So this is one of the. But actually, walking is wonderful town, and the people in of walking very nice. I'm so happy to be there, and hopefully in one day I can go to visit my family as well, and wonderful. But my kids, I don't think so. They're happy to go back to see, because they didn't see my my town, my city where I was born. My kids thinking they're walking their home, and they were born here. When I start tell them about about Syria, they're asking lots of questions. What's Syria? Where's Syria? And they don't know anything. Tell them maybe in one day we'll go there to see Syria. Hi, Aziza. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi there. Welcome.
It's Aziza.
Wonderful. Yeah. Rachel's saying your English, this is your English teacher speaking.
Oh,
your English
thank you
100
so
times
much.
better. Your English is 100 times better than how it was when you first arrived. But if you'd like to come back, we'd love to see you.
I would love to come back in one day. Thank you so much, my teacher.
I'm going to invite you all to come back, and to do that, if we could just switch on cameras so that we can see each other, and I'll put it on gallery view, we'll unpin, and then we can, let's have some questions. If you've got a question you want to ask, no one's put anything in the chat, but if you've got a question you'd like to ask, then simply raise your hand or just ask it. Yeah. There you go. Anyone there?
I'll ask something.
Go on then. Thank you, Riz.
Yeah, Hilal, tell us the worst thing about living in Woking and the best thing about living in Woking.
The best, I will start with the best thing. The best thing, living in Woking, what I see the different between the different groups of people and pace in this country. So I feel freedom to do whatever I want. I feel very happy for that, because I lost that in my country. This I feel how is very good things and very valuable to have the things where I live at the moment. So you can do whatever you want. You can choose what you want. You can go whatever you want. You do anything you want. They will help you to do anything. But unfortunately, we lost that in my country, and I don't think I can see worse in walking, but maybe I can see the weather, because I still didn't because I like the hot countries, because I come from Middle East. Okay, so a hot country in Syria, we have long summer, we do lots of activities. In walking, it'll be very short. I still waiting. I saw the sun today, tomorrow raining, maybe after that. So maybe the weather, so the things I still bad is not very nice.
It could be better, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for this.
Yeah, anyone else? Zafar, yeah, and then Kerry.
Hilal, I've got one statement and one question for you. The statement is that you said that you are, God works in a mysterious way, and you are here because God wanted you to be here. And I'm pleased to say that I'm blessed to have somebody like you here, and I've heard your azan in the mosque, and you got such beautiful voice.
Thank you
that
so much.
it actually goes through your heart. So I just wanted to actually say thank you very much
Thank you so
for
much.
saying such beautiful azan.
Lovely.
The question I would actually like to ask you is, me being a migrant and an easier way of actually coming here than what you actually had to go through, do you ever feel that you sometime that you feel like going back to Aleppo? Because I sometimes feel I want to be in that village sometimes. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Do you have similar feelings?
Yes, in the beginning, when I first arrived to the UK in the few months, yes, I wanted to go back because I don't understand the people will say. The weather was very cold, and I didn't meet anyone from my community. Was everything difficult? Even my wife asking why you brought us to here, why you said yes to, to them to come here. We were in Lebanon. Even our life was difficult, but at least we understand people and people understand us. Is everything different, houses different, street different, and lots of paper received every day. We don't understand what we can do with this papers. Don't understand things in the first months, yeah. But now I like to be in walking, of course. Walking very nice town, and the UK, of course, all the UK with their rules and their country is very nice. But of course, I still miss my country. I was born. I love to go back just to kiss my mom hand. This why if I want to go back, I will go for my mom and dad. And always I pray or I wish to see them before they or I passed away. This is what I wish. Every day I dream to go back. Hopefully soon. That's what I wish from Allah.
God
Inshallah.
willing, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Kerry had a question.
So it wasn't really a question, it was also a statement. I just want to say, I think you are so brave and so courageous that I hope I don't start crying, but you packed up and started again, learned a whole language, raised a family. And when you have a bad day and it's gray clouds and you miss your mom, just think about how far you came, really, and you really just need to be applauded. Because I think you're so brave to have done that.
Thank you so much. It was, maybe the most things make me painful when my mom, because I still contact my mom every day. I contact her and video chat and other things. And the first question asked me when I can see you. I said, tell her soon. Soon. I always tell her soon. She said, she told me 10 years and you say soon, soon, soon. I don't know I will be alive to see you or I see your kids. I tell you will be alive, you will see me, everything will go normal, and you don't know, maybe I will come to surprise you to come in the front of the door. This I can tell her. This is what I'm thinking. Maybe one day when I can go, I will do that.
Now Rachel has a hand up.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, you were one of the first families, I think, to come to Woking. And I know a lot of people welcomed you and the council helped you. But as time's gone on, it seems like Syrians have been helping each other as a community. And it's been really impressive seeing how people have, supported each other. Can you say a little bit about that? The people who've helped you and
of course, I will not forget the people who supported and be with us when first arrived. From first moment I arrived to the UK, we found people waiting for us in the airport. In the first moment, I remember their names. I remember them, Mr. Adam, Mrs. Julie, and the other Arab speakers who to translate between us and the council people, and they were with us for everything. They supported us. They translate our emails and our letters who arrived from different companies and different groups, and they brought the food. We found the house ready for us. They knew everything before we arrived. So for example, I used to have 2 kids. One of them was 2 months. So I found everything ready for baby kids as well. Food and the bed. His meal make me so happy. And in our religion, we have mentioned from our prophet. They said, if you didn't say thanks to people who helped you, you didn't thank God. So of course, I send big thanks to all the people that supported us, from the family support group, the council who said welcome for me and my family to be there. To you, my teacher, you spend hard work to teach us, you and other teachers. To people of working and people of the UK, of course, all of them, they really very wonderful people, and say big thanks to all of them. Thank you so much from our heart.
But I think you've been helping others in the community now. You know, you've been helping them as new people have arrived. I think you pass that on to them.
Yes, because when I put my English, and I was one of the first families who arrived to the UK, and then I knew how difficult for families in the first months or first days. When I hear a new family come from Syria to here, or from different countries to here, I quickly go to them. I do what the things I used to need to do it before. For example, the shops, the Arabic bread is very important for Syrian. Mosque, they need other stuff. So I used I still doing that with people who needs translate. I help them with that as well. So of course we got support from people, we need to support others. This is the life how we continue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's lovely. Thank you, Hilal.
Thank you so much, teacher.
So I've got another question about Syrian food. We have a Lebanese restaurant in Woking. We have a Turkish restaurant. We have a Persian restaurant. If there were a Syrian restaurant, what sort of food would it be serving up? What are some of the food that you really miss from Aleppo, from your country, from the city?
Middle East food similar. Mm-hmm. For example, the Lebanese and the Syrian, because Lebanon was part of Syria before they got their own country. So similar food, like hummus and kebabs, biryani. We have Syrian biryani, we have rice, kabsa. These are other types. In Woking, we haven't got a restaurant, but Syrians start doing a restaurant around the UK. We have in Manchester, lots of restaurants. In London, Royal Park, lots of restaurants. Usually I go there with my family to a Syrian restaurant. Nearly similar, but Lebanese food is more famous than Syrian, as they got war before us. They left Lebanon before us, so they got famous before us. Now we're going to the same way.
You'll catch up. So what meal did your mother make that you really miss?
Everything. The water from my mom different. Water give me different. They'll make me cry now.
Sorry.
Yeah, everything I missed from my mom, of course. But I remember the original bread she made.
All right.
And put in something called tandoor, where
tandoor, yes,
can make the food. Because I used to remember our village, or the place where I used to live. The people go to the farm. They live They work in farm, eat from that. Their main job to do that. I was look like lazy before. My mom always keep me, if I sleep, leave me sleep. They work, all my brothers accept me. She said he's going to be a teacher. You're not doing good in your study. He go to school, he's very good, so he can sleep, but you go to the farm. When I wake up, I find my breakfast ready. My mom made lots of things. I remember the bread she made. She always might be nice with me.
Mm. Well, maybe we'll have one of these cook-alongs sometime with a Syrian recipe. That'd be wonderful, from someone in the Syrian community in Woking.
Yes, yes. Wonderful. Yeah, we have. And my wife is one very good
So Kerry will be in touch. I think I mean, if there are any other questions, then quickly, but I think we'll call it a day. It's been really good, Hilal, you sharing some of your story. And again, as I say, you can hear Hilal on the radio, on YouTube. It's a wonderful story that you're sharing, actually. And I will always now think of Bilal al-Habashi and Bilal Sharif, Hilal al-Sharif, the Muazzin of Woking. And I loved what Zafar said, that your voice goes through your heart, and that you sing from your heart. And you've got the voice of a bulbul, a nightingale. So it's been a real pleasure talking to you, and we're so glad that you've arrived in Woking and that you can add to the community here. And we look forward to hearing and getting to know you more and hearing more from you in the future.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we can all do what English do, which is a little.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for everyone who spent time to listen to something from my journey or my story. Big thanks to you all, and really enjoyed. I'm glad to be with you today, and hopefully we can meet again and talk more. And thank you to all the people of Woking and the UK. Big thanks from my heart to you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah,
sorry we couldn't get our